Argentinian over the top, but Wales clear him. Little chip in behind Albanese from Jenkins, and Wales down to the Argentinian 22 again.
Some great play by Shane Howarth, brilliant attacker. But like all good fullbacks, his defensive duties come first.
Shane Howarth, who had 4 New Zealand caps, of course, before he took advantage of having a grandfather born in Cardiff and changed his allegiance to Wales. Wyatt having a jump at the front to try and intercept the throw, couldn't do it. So there's a Welsh hand on that in the middle of that ball, and in go the forwards, and it's a turnover. They couldn't quite get the ball out, but they did manage to come up with the scrum. It was one of the Quinnell brothers who got himself in there. And once they get a paw on the ball, it's very difficult to get them off it. Scott Quinnell, the older brother.
It's a real battle on this side of the scrum, John. Dai Young really having a torrid battle on this side.
Roberto Grau, who plays his rugby at Saracens, knows all about British rugby, and he's determined to stand his corner, but Wales have got the drive going. Laid back, Jenkins just held on. It was knocked forward, says the referee. He's waiting for advantage. First knock on, so scrum down to the Argentinians. All a bit nervous at the moment, but we're just 7 minutes into the match.
It's Wales just a little bit too flat there. You can see from the possession, it's been all Wales so far.
I think that's Reggiado in trouble there.
So Will Jenkins probably just a little bit too flat. Argentinians up very quickly in defence.
Reggiado it is, he's okay again. Now let's have a look at this scrum. The Argentinians have been under pressure on their own ball. Wales again getting the surge. Both front rows going up, and that time the referee blames Wales.
Well, that's fair enough, John, if you're not sure. Give it the defensive side. Who knows why that scrum goes up in the air? I'm sure we don't know.
Quesada with the kick to touch. Their main kicker, 216 points from 22 games. And the touch judge has just informed the referee that that wasn't straight.
We're told to watch for this, weren't we? The referees are going to be very strict. The line-outs being straight and cuttings in the scrum, which is correct.
Howley feeds again. Jarvis and Quinnell on the back. Scott Gibbs standing up, bumping his man off, and he's hit Arbizu very hard. Arbizu hasn't got up. Howley, bit of continuity for Wales for the first time. Rogers takes it on. Jenkins the hooker. Howley, Jenkins again, can they get it wide? Gibbs has to hold on, the pass wasn't good, and Argentina get the turnover. Little chip through from Albanese, and he finds a good touch.
Too flat again, Wales in the midfield. Jenkins should be flat, but the two centres outside him should be a yard deeper, making it easy for the Argentinian defence.
Well, Scott Gibbs, that real pocket battleship has made his presence felt straight away. Arbizu, the Argentinian captain, felt he just stood up and put those big hips into him. 15 stones plus, and he's only about 5'9½".
They brought the big guns up, didn't they? Scott Gibbs and then Craig Quinnell. And that's the result. That's what happens when you tackle Scott Gibbs. I don't recommend it.
Well, he's been down a very long time. The man warming up there is Camadon. Don't think he wanted to get into the game this early. And Arbizu looks in real trouble. Be a great pity if he can't continue, because he's a very talented player. Plays now at Brive. Been around a long time. Made his debut against Ireland in 1990. And he's trying to run it off. No, the officials have persuaded him he's got to go off. False start for Wales. At the line out. They've got to be careful of that. The referee thinks in any way it's deliberate dummying, and he'll penalise them. Wyatt goes up, takes it very cleanly. In goes the big drive. He made a good 5 or 6 metres. Waiting for the advantage, but the signal is a penalty, I think, to Wales. It must have been just a little knock-on, because otherwise I think the referee would have given them the penalty, because that wouldn't have constituted an advantage.
It was a cracking line out though, John. Very dynamic, really making a quick 10 metres. That's what the half-backs want when they want to clear the lines.
Arbizu trying to run it off. They haven't replaced him at the moment. And penalising the Argentinians for leaving the line out late. And in fact, it was the winger. I don't know what he was doing up there in the line out in any case. Scott Quinnell goes on the charge from the free kick. Scott Gibbs again through the middle. In go the Welsh team, but it was an Argentinian hand that got the ball illegal side. And it's all erupted in there. I think that was one of the Argentinians isolated starting. There he is, number 1, Roberto Grau.
Started on the ground after the ball collapsed. At it already. Started very quietly, then people joined in. Craig Quinnell pulling away Roberto Grau. He didn't like that. And surprise, surprise, he reacted. Jarvis going in as well.
Well, that's really stupid, because that's the sort of thing that the officials will pick up on the replay, and the citing procedures for this World Cup will be independently done. And that could cost Colin Jarvis at a later point in the tournament. And Roberto Grau, he was the instigator of it all. He got a yellow card, but that might not be the end of that incident. It's not down to the teams anymore to do the citing. They've got an independent panel of officials, and they will have a look at the videotapes, and they can cite after the match is over.
That's got to be a good law, John, isn't it?
It's quite ridiculous when you have team officials involved in the citing procedures. There's all sorts of tit-for-tat going on. Far better it's independent. To Wyatt at the back, off the top. Howley to Quinnell. Couldn't get the pass inside, but there was no forward. Taylor sets it up. Well, the Argentinians defending really well at the moment. Nobody prepared to give an inch. Ostiglia there, just making the point that he's not going to take anything.
Both teams very tense, aren't they?
Here's a good opportunity for Wales. Scott Quinnell straight through, gets past two, he's on his feet, not tackled. Shane Howard. Great tackle by the Argentines, great tackle. And the referee's penalised. I think that's harsh because, in fact, he didn't go for the line. He tried to release it and actually stopped himself from doing it, I thought.
Great break though, wasn't it? Scott Quinnell. Lovely ball out to Shane Howard, and here, for all in the world, you think it's a try. That's what the referee gives the double movement, but it was a great tackle. Scott Quinnell, reminded me of his Wigan Rugby League days there, the way he went through that hole, beautiful hands at the end of it. Shane Howard thought he was in.
Up goes Perez. Pichot gets it back to Quesada. Really unlucky with that kick. It could so easily have just bounced into touch. Gareth Thomas hoofs it back. And off he goes, Reggiado. Big drop from Quesada. But a penalty, the Welsh players weren't back, so it's a penalty to the Argentinians, even though Quesada's drop kick sailed way wide. And a chance for them to open the scoring. 17.5 minutes gone, and Quesada signalling that he is going for goal.
It's been all Wales so far. How ironic it would be if the Argentinians opened the scoring, especially as Jenkins has had one shot at goal and missed it. That in itself amazing. Argentinian rugby down the decades has been famous for two things. One is the power of their scrimmaging. Secondly is the quality of their goal kickers.
Quesada, he's been in the team since 1996, made his debut against the USA. Scored 18 points against Wales in the first test in Argentina during the summer. Didn't play in the second one. Taking a long time, he almost seems frozen to the spot. There's funny tentative little stops, but it's smooth once he does hit it. In it goes, and Argentina lead 3 points to 0.
I'm going to say that does not surprise me. Always produce great goal kickers from Hugo Porter onwards. Quesada, he took his time, but it was worth it.
Now suddenly we haven't got a ball. The ball boy seems to have realised that they need one, so now we've got two. It's always the way. Jenkins is selecting the one he likes. So coming up to midway through the first half, Jenkins restarts. David James, the first one there for Wales, but the Argentinians fluff it. Wales, Rogers setting it up. Back it comes. And they found it very difficult to get space in here. Again, Gibbs tackled, has to hold on, there wasn't any room. Suddenly exploding away, it's Darren Jenkins. Gets the ball backwards. And Wales just bunching things up. There's nowhere to go there. They've got to set it up yet again. Rogers again with ball in hand. But no support there that time, and Argentina coming away with it. Howarth underneath the kick. Flicks it back. Wyatt's there, he's got good hands, but absolutely isolated Thomas. There's real need to regroup by Wales, and Argentina come up with a scrum. Wales not going well at all at the moment, Steve.
And we've got to say, great defence from Argentina. They really are pumped up for this game.